I'm at the State of Delaware Surplus Vehicle Auction Lot, and this is going to be a little different video than what I've usually done in the past. This time the state had asked me to come out here and make a preview video, show you guys, the viewers, the different cars that they have at this lot and the cars that are going to be coming up for sale in the next week or so, with the hopes that you'll go onto the website, you'll take a look at that, and maybe you'll bid. The whole idea is to give you a little more confidence, a preview of what to expect with these cars and how the whole auction process works. We got all the keys, we have access to all the cars, and you know what, no matter what, it's going to be a good time. So let's get going. Look, they got a lot of really cool cars out here. They got two different auction lots, but there must be 100 cars or so out here. One thing that really caught my eye, well, there's a bunch of things. I got this Crown Vic over here. There's another Crown Vic in a color that I've never seen before. There's a third one. There's a Caprice down there, but the hood is mangled up and it won't close. This grain truck, check it out, a 57 Chevy, I don't know, 1-ton grain truck. How cool is that? We're going to take a look at that too. Tons of Ford Focuses, as always. A couple pickup trucks. A Dakota that I want to give a closer look at. There's a ton of variety at this auction, but why don't we start with this? It's a 2014 F-150, 127,000 miles on it. The condition of it is really nice. You can see it's the base model with the steel wheels. Inside is clean. I mean, really clean. Usually this thing is all ripped up and torn up. The insides are disgusting for the DOT trucks that they run, but this one is not like that at all. Super nice condition. I mean, base model, it's what you're getting here. It's got the tint up here on the windshield, which is unusual. Usually the state's not buying that kind of stuff. It's got the toolbox in the back. The seats are flipped up, again, nice and tidy. So many times, and I can't figure out why exactly, but so many of these are sent over to the prison systems to get detailed. This one looks like it exactly that. It went over there. I see how long the toolbox has been in there, all dirty on underneath. Down the side, I'm usually expecting this to be all rusted, all to hell. This one, it's actually really clean. I'm surprised how nice it is, considering where we live. This is a nice one. I see some scraping and some peeling and bubbling right here, a scuff. But you know, in terms of body damage, that's the extent of it. It's actually really clean, very nice. So if you're interested in this truck or any of the other vehicles here, you got to jump on the US Gov bid, and you can sort by Delaware, and you can bring up the auction listings, and from there you can start bidding with confidence. Also, there's a $100 registration fee, and that's a one-time lifetime registration fee. So once you pay the $100, you're good to come back to US Gov bid and bid anytime you want. So lot 904, a 2014 Ford F-150, 127,000 miles, in really nice shape, base condition or base model, but definitely something to be interested in. And here we go, lot 928. This is a 2012 Chevy Caprice PPV. You can see what's going on with the hood up here. This one has 100,000 miles on it. Looks like it's got some kind of front, I don't know if it's the hood or the bumper, but it's not closing. I don't know if some of this got mangled in the process. I see a dent right here. I'm hoping it's just the hood, because getting front end parts, they're like cosmetic parts, super hard to do, super expensive. I love the blue that the state uses, and this is a really good example of that. That's your typical 9C1 interior. That same dash and interior layout was used from 11 to 13. I see one hole right here, probably for the secure start. That's for the microphone. There's no funky smells in here. Nothing seems unusual. I'm looking up top, and yeah, there was some marks up here, probably from a partition. So this was, I mean, used as like a patrol car, pursuit car, you know, chase car, however you want to term it. We got a bumper right there, a plug, and looks like we got some damage. Oop, well, that's not good. At least the bumper's all together. Looks like it just needed a few, yeah, maybe a few clips to keep it in. Usually this is all banged up from when the police get in, they bang it with their utility belts and they scrape that up. That looks pretty good. Got a dent here, but overall, if the hood can be fixed and realigned and gotten to close, well, it may not be a terrible deal here. Yeah, look at that. The whole thing is a mess. So if the clips are just broken, that's one thing. But if the tabs are mangled, you're gonna need a whole new bumper cover. Replacing the hood, it may take 3, 4, 5, 6 months to get parts to replace that, if you had to replace those parts. I used to be real keen on the values and prices of these things, and in the past I would buy nice Caprices like this in this color, without the damage, of course, for $6,500. This one, however, with the body damage, with the hood, with this bad trans, it's just, to me, it's a parts car. But because the value of body parts are so expensive on these cars, this thing still has a lot of value. And someone's still going to spend a few $1,000s to buy this thing, even with the issues that it has. So let's just see where the auction ends up. I'll be curious where it goes and what this thing sells for. And check this out, lot 929. It's a late 90s era Chevy Suburban 1500. This one has 181,000 miles on it. Condition wise, I mean, it's kind of what you expect from like a 20-year-old car. A few dings and bumps, the bumper's kind of sagging a little bit. You know, some dents and scrapes, and nothing really significant at all. I mean, given its years and the miles on this thing, I expected it to be rusty, and it's not. A little ripples down the side right there on the back door. The miles on this thing does not bother me. That 181, that's no big deal. Really, these things just go and go forever. That is not a problem. Condition-wise, it's surprisingly nice. Inside, oh, that's from the seat falling apart, I bet. That's all the foam from the seat. It's still soft and plush, though. A front bench, there's four-wheel drive. It's fairly tidy inside. I mean, gee whiz. Gross. Clearly this one didn't go to the prison system to get cleaned up. And came in just like this. No third row. Plenty of room back there for the dogs and for groceries for a family of 5 or 6. Little access panel, just needs a little screw to hold that back together again. There we go, a late 1990s Chevy Suburban here at the Delaware Surplus Auction at US Gov Bid. And here's one I'm really interested to find out how it got here. What in the world is a 1957 Chevy grain truck doing here? It's a 6500. What's that, 1.5 tons? First thing I noticed, look at that. You see the T3? Original headlights. That's an original headlight for this era. Chevy used T3s at that time. Maybe all GM brands did, I don't know. Look at the seats. Somebody came up with a creative solution to put, these are from a Chevy Super Sport, an Impala Super Sport. You can see this, the shape and the style of the seat. Or no, you know what? The chrome on the outside and painted on the inside of the seats is telling me Corvair. We got the gas tank inside the vehicle. Headliner, well, not really a headliner, more like a mat. But you know what? That looks factory to me. I'm surprised it's been up here so long. We got a visitor hanging out in the truck. A little bit of rust down here. But what in the world is this doing here? Oh my goodness. Manual trans, I love the style. Oh my goodness. Oh, cool stuff. I don't even know what some of this stuff is. Just over the years, you know, people add things. Maybe this is for the bed. How awesomely cool is that? Throw that in the first. And what is this? Yeah, 4-speed. I'm sure the first gear is underdrive. The style and the doors and the shape of everything is super cool. Yeah, so there's the rams for the dump. And oh, check it out. Did you realize they used wood in the frames? It just fills into space? That's amazing. I call it a grain truck. I mean, who knows? It's just a flatbed. You can do anything you want with it, I guess. The frame's not all destroyed like I would expect it would be. I don't know what any of this means. It's a V8 and it was a 265 and a 283. I don't know if the truck engines were different. I'm looking at the raised portion of the valve cover here. This looks like a later model. Yeah, this is a later model engine. This isn't factory. You know, not that it's a big deal. So the intake could be factory and the carburetor might be factory from this era. But these valve covers are telling me that it's a different engine. It does have the ram horn exhaust manifolds. So, you know, maybe a short block was thrown in there. Oh, yep, and look, there's an oil filter down there. It would have been a canister. So, no big deal. I mean, whatever. What do you expect from a 80-year-old vehicle? But how cool is that? That's an interesting find. That's cool to see. And if you've ever seen any of my auction videos before, you know about these Ford Focuses. The state always has a ton of these. This auction is no different. 906, 905. Miles are always fairly modest in the 40, 50, 60,000 mile range. This one's 80. These are fleet vehicles. You get power windows up front, and in the back you get cranks. These are always nice and tidy and clean. These are sent to the prison systems. They get cleaned up. But again, if you know anything about these Ford Focuses and Fiestas of the same era, transmission problems, power shift, regardless, these still have a lot of value. They still look nice. They still bring in a lot of bids and a lot of interest from folks. And the state has a whole handful of these available for sale too. And here's a 2013 Dodge Grand Caravan minivan, 82,000 miles. In the past, I've seen these things pre-COVID prices sell in the high 6,000 range. Post-COVID, I'm seeing these, 20% higher. This one, I like the two-tone interior. Check that out. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, so I'm expecting this one to sell. Wow, look clean and tidy. My daughter keeps asking me to buy one of these every time I come to this auction. She's like begging me to bring home a minivan. We got stow and go, so these things flip and fold down into the seat. Kind of crafty way they put that together. This one is fantastic condition. I would just expect this one with the miles and the year. It's a 2013. Probably sell for the 9,000 range, just because it's so darn clean and put together. The red is kind of cool on these. Flex fuel for your E85, which you can't get around here, by the way. That is probably the worst of what I'm seeing on this vehicle. But this is nice. This is really nice. I'm looking at all the gaps. Everything looks tidy and clean. A little bit of rust right here on the leading edge. That seems to be a Dodge issue. I see it over and over again. Just a little scrape. Again, the gaps look perfect. This is nice. I'd be curious where this one sells for. If they ever go for cheap money, I'll have to bring one home and surprise my daughter. Let's see where 909 ends up on the auction. And here's a car that's near and dear to my heart. 2011 Ford Crown Vic, 131,000 miles or so. The color, I adore these things. Sonic Pearl Blue. I like the gray interior better than the beige, especially because it's like a gray dash and beige seats. Comes with a microphone. It's not plugged in. Bass radio. Let's take a look, see what else we got. Foot controls for the pedals, but that's standard for 2011. Just some scrapes right here. Doors locked. Battery's dead, I bet. Yep, I can't get to the knob. Let's take a look at the tires. Tires are nice, RSAs of course. I love these cars, man. There was a time when I would find 6, 7, 8 of these all lined up at the auction here, and they would sell for cheap. I mean, cheap money, I'm talking $1,500, $1,600 for cars in this condition with this miles. I mean, that was typical. Just minor blemishes right here. Just scrape on the door, on the driver's door. That seems to be the biggest issue with this. I'm not seeing any holes in the roof. A couple dings, that's it. And I don't see any partition marks in the ceiling either. This seems to be, like, if you're looking for a Crown Vic, this seems to be one of those cars that, this is the one that you want to find, you want to buy. The late model, the miles are, yeah, fair. And the condition is really quite nice. This right here, I'm used to seeing this on 2010 models. And it seems to be a common thing with these Crown Vics for that year, 2010. I've never seen it on 11 before, but that's what we have on this one. This is a nice little scrape on the front bumper right here. Maybe some blending might fix that. I got the keys, though. I think the battery's dead. Let's pop in, take a look. See if we get a ding ding. No, nothing. I might go get a jump box. This one I want to get more into. Under the hood, classic. 4.6 liter, 250 horsepower. I don't see any major issues. I'm not seeing any like leaks or smudges or smears. Take a look at the dipstick, and the oil looks fine. Smells fine. This one is one I definitely want to get more involved in. I love these things. I want to get back into a Vic. In fact, I love this color. There's a lot to like about this one. So look, I'm in love with that Crown Vic, but I wanted to come to the other side of the auction lot. This is the 100 series cars. I'm looking at, I don't know, 9 Dodge Stratuses. These all are marked the same with the DSU and the car number on here. DSU is Delaware State University. Looks like these are locked. Let's take a look at all of them. They're all gray. They're all the same thing. The miles are all seems to be around 80, 90, 100,000. Interior wise, I mean, it looks fairly clean, right? And it's a Stratus. Yeah, there's 2 silver ones over here instead of the gray. This one's unlocked. I mean, it's clean, look, man. Really nice. I'd be curious what these things sell for. I don't know enough about these cars to be able to comment, you know, what's good and bad about them, if they have issues or common problems. This one caught my eye. I saw the headlights like eyeballs. Dodge Neon, 93,000 miles. Oh, she would even lock it. Spare tire. This one's worn out, busted out. Missing a third brake light. When's the last time you seen a Dodge Neon? The gaps are all wonky right here and on the bumper too. Been smushed. Yeah, Delaware State Auction. And then on the other side of the lot, still, there's more cars. We've got more Ford Focuses, an older Caravan, another Focus. This one caught my eye. A Ford Explorer. This looks like, I don't know if it's a police model or a base model yet. He's got the steel wheels and hubcaps. Inside, let's take a look at the center console. Yep. Okay, so you got the shifter in the center console. So it's the civilian model, the base model. They're pretty tidy and clean. It needs good carpet cleaning and seat cleaning. And it has, yep, third row. Check it out. I don't know the miles on this one. I don't see, oh, wait, there it is. 120,000 it says. Lot number 114. Yep, just about 121. Condition-wise, just a few dings and dents in it. Super, super minor. A paintless dent guy will pop those out in no time. Probably 200 bucks. Gaps look good. Condition is nice. You just got to watch out for that water pump. Make sure it's dry and it's been replaced recently. They may have the service history inside on this car, but otherwise, if you're interested in a nice SUV, man, this is one to consider. Check out lot 940. I have no idea what it is. Mobile One Stop, Delaware re-entry project. I don't know. It's huge. You can jump right in. Oh my gosh, get in here. Hard to see, but it looks like a whole bunch of computer workstations. Maybe this was job placement. Maybe this was COVID testing. Kind of cool, man. I have no idea what I would do with it. I don't know, I'd come up with something fun, I'm sure. But this is a really good example of why I love coming to this auction. Some of the weird and obscure things that you find here, you can't find anywhere else. And then right down the line, you have 925, which is a fire and arson investigation van. This thing is crazy cool too. Again, something you wouldn't find anywhere else. I'm looking at 35,000 miles. This thing is clean, man. We've got a bunch of shelving. What else do we have back here? A little kitchenette, refrigerator, yeah, microwave, and the back door. Behind that arson investigation van, you got this rusted out old dump truck. You have a 3/4 ton F-250 Super Duty. Looks like it has a plow attachment on the front. Condition is super clean, super nice. Inside is just as tidy and organized, detailed and cleaned. Man, this thing's gonna sell for some money. On the passenger side, same thing. Man, this thing's surprising. That's a nice truck. Lot 931. 2012 Chevy Traverse, 105,000 miles. And then you got a Ford passenger van over here. It's a 2016 Transit, brown, 92-ish thousand miles on it. Condition looks nice on this one too, nice and clean. And on side of that Transit, you have a Ford Connect, a 2013, 113,000 miles. Here's the nicest vehicle here at the auction lot. It's lot 148. It's a Tahoe SSV. It's got the steel wheels. It's 4-wheel drive, I'm sure. The amount of damage and problems with this thing is minor. And when I say minor, that's all I'm seeing on this whole vehicle. Only problems. You can't even hardly see it. You got a little bit of clear coat peel right here. And look, and over here on the gaps, there's even like wax in there. So somebody's been keeping up on this thing. Little scrape right there. That is the extent of it. Inside, I mean, you couldn't get any cleaner than this. This thing looks so nice. Definitely the police model, obviously, with the vinyl back seat. No partition. It still has the lights and the AC vents up there. It's got the ticket light up here. This might be the nicest car here. Now back, I was looking for maybe a hatch up here. I was thinking maybe Secret Service or Department of Justice, something like that. I don't know where this came from. I'd be curious, the service history, see if there's any problems with this thing that we need to know about, any repairs. but just the overall cleanliness of this thing is impressive. It's surprising, especially for a police vehicle. Maybe a supervisor, maybe the chief or the colonel, who knows where it came from. I'm not seeing any significant issues anywhere on this thing. Condition is stunning. 103,000 miles on lot 148. So that's the auction preview. If you're interested in any of these vehicles, get on the US Gov Bid, sort by Delaware, take a look at the auction, see if there's anything you're interested in, and good luck bidding.